for the Mediview Restaurant Championship of 95, the Intermediate Championship semi-final between Killygarry and Arva. Now, both teams have just come out onto the field. That's the Killygarry team, dressed in their yellow jerseys with the red and black trim, and the Arva team, dressed in their familiar blue and white, have taken up station at the goal up here to our right. We will give you a lineup of the teams, and I suppose that we'll get the game underway. And the intermediate semi-final, the second of this year, is on, and Niall O'Donnell for Arva getting the ball upfield, and Kevin Riley coming out, and the Killygarry captain written it way down the field, down onto the right. Darren Maloney picks it up and sends it way down towards Frank Kelly. 3-2 Killygarry. Seamus Lynch lobbing it in to Frankie Loffett. Frankie Loffett trying to get it away in along the end line. And it's in front of the goal, and somehow it just couldn't be put away. That was a good chance for Killygarry. As Sarah Fox kicks the ball at Jerry Hamilton, grabs it, and Jerry then to send it up towards Connelly and Kevin Riley. Kevin Riley tries to get it away. 3-2 Arva. Niall O'Donnell is preparing to take the free from just inside the 45-metre line. Niall floats it in towards Sir Sheridan, laying it back there now, and Sean Keenan trying to find a way through. 3 out to Killygarry. Sean, who has worn the blue jersey of Cavan on quite a number of occasions in the past, playing in defence. He's moved up now as the years progress. He's playing in attack for Arva. That's Frank Kelly, tackled and fouled out there by Jerry Hamilton, and the free kick we take and sent out onto the right, and that's Austin Riley in possession. Jabbing it down into the corner. Jonty Gilson and trying to work his way in, takes a shot, and that's the opening score of the game. Killygarry lead 1 point to Arva's no score with just over 2 minutes played in the first half. Kick out to be retaken. Sarah Fox to take the kick. Out towards the middle. Darren Maloney picks it up and jabs it downfield across the hand of Sean Donnelly, and the referee spotting some holding there on Frank Kelly. If he went for the ball, Jamie Keeney to take the free for Killygarry from just inside the 45-metre line. He's facing it and well within his capabilities of slotting this one over. That one drops inside towards Frank Kelly. It's picked up in there now by Austin Riley, and there's a 13-metre free sent over by Frankie Loffett out of the hand. Killygarry lead by 2 points to Arva's no score. The winners of this, of course, to march on to meet the team from the parish of my birth, the parish of Templeport. They meet on the 24th of September. Right now, Arva's Dara Fox about to take the kick out. Niall O'Donnell for Arva. Porrick ready to stay in with them as O'Donnell now twists and turns and lays the ball to Sean Donnelly. Sean Donnelly to boot it right through the middle, and it's bouncing inside where Mel Doherty takes it and gets it out to Darren Maloney. Maloney in a challenge there with Desi Dobson, but the ball coming downfield, and Killygarry now to build an attack. It's about to be broken up by John Smith, and John Smith's kick is caught by Darren Maloney, and Maloney now to boot that one well downfield, and it's Smith again to return the compliment. as he gets it up to Niall O'Donnell. O'Donnell being tackled by Porrick Ruddy is held, and there's a free to Arva right out there in front of us. Up it goes, it's knocked inside, and the ball is in the net from Conor Canelo. 1 goal to Arva, 2 points to Killygarry. 5 minutes played in the first half. Niall O'Donnell in need of some attention out there in front of us. Eamon Gray has gone out to see if he can do something for the injured party. But Niall seems to be up and okay, and well, I don't think Dr. Paddy Rudden would need any great assistance in dealing with something like that, as the game will now get into motion once more with Mel Doherty's kick out well down the field. Brian Gilson's attempt is blocked out over the sideline. Sean Donnelly to kick the line ball from Sean, the son of John, that well-known victualler in Arva, as Porrick Ruddy gets the ball downfield now, and Sean Gray moving down with it. Right down through the middle, Tommy Brady, and he's assisted there by Niall Brady, and Niall gets it out way up to Desi Dobson. Desi Dobson handling it on the ground. 3-2, Killygarry taken quickly and comes into Damien Keeney in the centre. Damien Keeney tackled by Kenneth Smith. Damien Keeney's kick is high, it's gone wide, and it remains Arva 1 goal, Killygarry 2 points, and just over 6 minutes played in the first half. Okay, moving out now to Desi Dobson. Darren Maloney there with them to challenge as Desi lays the ball across into John Hamilton, and John Hamilton right through the middle. Going back is Porrick Ruddy, and Porrick for Killygarry now to boot it way down close to John T. Gilson in corner, but John Hamilton gets it to Desi Dobson. Desi Dobson now to boot it further upfield, and Brian Gilson goes across. Going across with him is Stephen Sheridan, and now the pass going astray, and Jimmy Galligan about to come away with it for Killygarry, and Jimmy laying it off to the on-running Seamus Lynch. Seamus Lynch booting it inside, and that one going to beat the pace of Janty out over the end line, and it has gone wide. Sarah Fox with the kick out towards Desi Dobson on the far side. Sends it across in, intended it for Niall O'Donnell. It never reached him, and now it's Damien Keeney of Killygarry in possession. Hitting it through into Seamus Lynch, and the shot from Seamus Lynch has gone in, and it has gone over the bar, and they're level at 3 points to Killygarry, 1 goal to Arva, and about 7.5 minutes played in the first half. Kenneth Smith has come up towards the Arva bench, and may need some attention. I think that Noel McEnroe may well have stopped the game, stopped the watch. He certainly stopped the game, and perhaps he's stopped the watch as well. So Dara Fox will take the kick out. And Jimmy Galligan slipped through his fingers, but Jimmy Galligan now to Damien Keeney, and Damien Keeney up it inside now to Frank Kelly. Kelly shot it up the crossbar, and it comes back out to Niall Brady. What a let off for Arva. Here comes John Hamilton. John Hamilton switching it out to Desi Dobson. Desi Dobson now getting it up along the right. In cross comes Conall Keneally out over the sideline in possession. Says at Argo the referee deeming as that Kevin Riley had been fouling and had awarded the free. Now there's a free from the 45-metre line, which Conall Keneally will take. Left puts it in. That one going to hang in there between Dan O'Connor and Cyril Sheridan, and it went back to Mel Doherty. And the Tyrns coming outfield, Seamus Lynch about to pick it up. He's confronted out there by Oliver Miney, and now Killygarry with Porrick Ruddy about to bring the ball away. Ruddy gets it down to Jimmy Galligan on his own 45-metre line, and Galligan jabbing it right down where Niall Brady comes out. Gets it out to Kenneth Smith, and Kenneth then to send a long ball up the field. Tony Gilson and going back. Cyril Sheridan is there. Grounds him, but Tony tears it back. And Dan O'Connor, his kick half knocked down, and Tony Gilson gets it down to Austin Riley near the sideline. Out over the sideline to Jerry McDermott. Line ball to Arva. Sean Donnelly wants to take it. Takes it and sends it well infield. Sean Kiernan couldn't hold on to it. I think it was Kevin Riley who got the Tyrns out. That's Tommy Brady. And Tommy, many a sterling performance from the Arva defence. John Smith now gets the ball out to Brian Gilson, and he's gone to left half forward, and Stephen Sheridan has gone out to right half back. Darragh Maloney's at left half back, and Desi Dobson at right half forward. And there's a line ball to Arva on the far side, and Brian Gilson and dropping it right across into the middle. The big men are jumping, and it's Conall Keneally who picks it up and sends it wide. It's level at 3 points to a goal with, about 11 minutes played in the first half. Darragh Maloney's kick through the hands of Jimmy Galligan and John Smith as well, but John recovering to get it. Looking around to see who's available. John Donnelly was, and now Kenneth Smith to send the ball way upfield towards Cyril Sheridan. Dan O'Connor there, and a foul on Dan and a free out, which Dan will take. Gets it out now to Damien Keeney. Keeney further into Frankie Loffett. Loffett into the on-run Seamus Lynch, who jabs it out now for Austin Riley to race after. Austin being chased all the way by Oliver Miney out there. Now John T. Gilson and picking it up for Killygarry. Free to Killygarry from the 20-metre line. Sean Gray, is he going to leave it or is he going to take it? He's a left-footed kicker and may well suit him from that angle. Just over 12 minutes played in the first half. The ball floating in, and the raised hand of the umpire, though some people in the stand had called it first, it's a 45. Jimmy and Keeney will take the 45. And a slight delay there because Darian taking the second run at it, lobs it in out over the end line and wide, and this remains after, about just over 13 minutes of play. 3 points to Killygarry, 1 goal to Arva. Arva now with Kenneth Smith trying to move the ball upfield. A foul on Kenneth as he kicked that one. Niall O'Donnell will take the free for Arva. Into the hands of goalkeeper Mel Doherty, who collects it and sends it right outfield. Jimmy Galligan bringing it down, and Damien Keeney adding to it, getting it down to Frankie Lovett. But there was a foul on Frankie by Niall Brady. Frankie jabs it across, but a little too strong, and Jimmy Galligan none too pleased as Arva now turned defence into attack with Sean Kieran in possession, and Sean with Tony Gilson in hot pursuit. Sean still going, kicks the ball from out the field and kicks it out over the end line and wide, and it remains level at 3 points to a goal with 14 and a half minutes played. Mel Doherty to take the kick out. Will drop out beyond midfield. Kenneth Smith to send it across to Brian Gilson and back to Sean Donnelly. Sean Donnelly to jab it up to Sean Kiernan. Sean Kiernan to the on-running Oliver Miney. Oliver Miney with the kick from out the field that's gone wide, and it remains level at 3 points to a goal. Out comes the kick. Darren Maloney. 3 to Killygarry. Jabbed up to Frankie Loffett. Out over the sideline. But pushed out over it, says the referee. Frankie Loffett in a haste to take the kick. Connected with the leg of Niall Brady. So the game comes to a standstill. Then it goes from the referees, and now it's Niall O'Donnell trying to slip away from Damien Keeney and Pauric Ruddy. Gets it across to Sean Kiernan. Ball knocked away from him, comes back to Niall O'Donnell. Damien Keeney back challenging there as O'Donnell looks for support and jabs the ball out where Kenneth Smith couldn't get to it because Austin Riley got there first down to John T. Gilson. John Hamilton lending his attention very closely to him, and now Seamus Lynch to get the ball downfield for Sean Gray to try to slip in past Tommy Brady. Sean Gray working his way in. He's got Frankie Lovett free if he uses him. He uses Frankie Lovett, who takes the shot, who sends it wide, and it remains level. 3 points to a goal with about 17 and a half minutes played. That's a kick out taken incorrectly, shall we say, so the referee to throw the ball up. It goes between John Hamilton and John T. Gilson. It comes back to Sean Gray, and from the end result, that means the Killygarry lead. What had it been an Arva kick out turned into advantage by Killygarry. They lead by 4 points to Arva's 1 goal. Sarah Fox sends the kick out towards the midfield. Oliver Miney jabbing it up towards Sean Kiernan. It's knocked back to Stephen Sheridan of Killygarry. Stephen Sheridan then lobbing it downfield. Tommy Brady and Niall and John Smith were both going for it, but it's Tommy Brady who jabs it out to Sean Donnelly, and Sean now to tap it back in there to John Hamilton. Hamilton to switch play out now to Kenneth Smith. Desi Dobson is free on the right, and Desi Dobson now in possession, confronted by Darren Maloney as the ball is fed up out over the sidelines. Kevin Riley to take the line ball, but the referee calling back play there now. So the Killygarry captain now about to take the sideline kick and sends it up towards Frankie Lovett. Frankie Lovett is held by Niall Brady, and there's a free. Frankie kicks it. It's going to swing right across towards the edge of the parallelogram. John Hamilton picks it up from Tommy Brady's knockdown, and the ball is played out. Stephen Sheridan got a hand to it. Kenneth Smith gets it and sends it out now, and it's Sean Donnelly who booted well up the field. Tony Gilson in a tussle with John Kieran. Jimmy Galligan is back there, and Gilson and Ann Kieran were still tussling as the ball had gone into the path of the other Killygarry player, and I think the referee is about to have a word with the player from either side. So as the referee calls for the ball, he'll restart it with throwing the ball in between players from either side if we can single out any couple. And right now, Killygarry get advantage from the ball. That's Sean Gray to pick it up. Sean to spread the play out if he could, but Arva winning possession and winning the free, and a little bit of dust in there. Oliver Miney just having a quick word to Jimmy Galligan, telling him how he felt about it. And Brian Gilson and trying to get the ball up. He gets it up to Niall O'Donnell. Niall is brought down, and there's a free to Arva, which Niall wants to take and does, and sends it way up now. Terry Sheridan waits inside. Terry Sheridan trying to get onto it, and the Killygarry defence were there, and now it's Kevin Riley with the clearance, gets it out. Oliver Miney brings it down, doesn't hold on to it. Stephen Sheridan does, but there's a foul on the Arva man. There's a free to Arva about 40 metres out from the end line, a few metres in from the sideline, far side, and Oliver Miney to take it. In it goes. Cyril Sheridan tussling for it there with Dan O'Connor, and it's gone out for a 45. Or is it a 13-metre free? Niall O'Donnell will take it, and this is the chance to level up the match. About 22 minutes played in the first half as Niall O'Donnell prepares to chip this one to level up the match. 1-1 to Arva, 4 points to Killygarry. Bell Doherty to take the Killygarry kick out. Oliver Miney. Niall Brady. Brady going forward, and despite the challenge from Austin Riley, gets the ball upfield. Stephen Sheridan intercepts. Stephen Sheridan's jab kick down to Damien Keeney. Keeney trying to find a Killygarry colleague. It's John Hamilton of Arva who picks up possession, and Hamilton will relinquish his possession in his pass, and now that's Frank Kelly with a shot for Killygarry that goes wide, and it remains level, 4 points to to 1-1. As Dara Fox's kick out comes out, Jerry Hamilton gets it. And Jerry Hamilton to lob the ball up into Sean Kiernan's corner. Sean in possession with Cyril Sheridan supporting. Sean Kiernan turns and shoots and sends it wide, and it remains level at 4-1. Bell Doherty kick. Jimmy Galligan grabbing it there. And Jimmy Galligan to lob it inside. Across comes John Hamilton of Arva. Niall Brady supporting him. Oliver Miney is back there as well. It's Niall Brady to boot the ball well up across midfield. Stephen Sheridan for Killygarry to Seamus Lynch. Seamus Lynch to jab it downfield across from Black Paddy Tommy lad. And it's Tommy now trying to get out with it. Has been held and there's a free out. That's Jerry Hamilton in possession, and Jerry with a kick upfield. Corey Ruddy picks it up for Killygarry, gets it down to Damien Keeney in space. Being chased by Kenneth Slick. Keeney with the shot, and he sent it wide. The jersey's been sponsored by Jerry Ellis and Sons, and Mitsubishi sponsoring the Killygarry strip as players battle for possession of the ball, and Jimmy Galligan in the thick of things down there. Seamus Lynch is down there as well. Sean Donnelly picking himself up off the ground, and now the game to recommence with a Jimmy Galligan free. Dropping it inside, Frankie Lovett grabbing it, and Frankie Lovett sending it high and over the bar, and Killygarry lead by 5 points to Arva's, 1-1, and there's about 26 minutes played in the first half. Killygarry about to administer some attention to one of their players. I'll look around and see. I know that Jimmy Galligan took a little bit of a knock. Well, the referee wanted a drink as well, so good reason for a stoppage. Game restarts. We'll restart the watch. And Dara Fox with the kick out. Niall O'Donnell. Niall trying to find some room to manoeuvre, and Porrick Ruddy trying to make sure he doesn't, as Niall O'Donnell lobs the ball in, and there was a foul as he kicked it. There's a 13-metre free to Arva on the edge of the large rectangle. Niall O'Donnell will take it, and the chance for him to level up the match once more. Earlier on, he levelled it with a free from the far side of goal. This one for a player like Niall, who's been around for quite some time, so that's not claiming that he's old. He taps it over. They're level at 1-2 to 5 points. Mel Doherty's kick, a great kick out from Mel Doherty down towards the 45-metre line. Sean Donnelly picking it up and sending it up where Cyril Sheridan goes out. Cyril Sheridan winning position against Dan O'Connor, sent it across for Jesse Dobson. Darren Maloney there to challenge him as Jesse Dobson tries to find room, takes the kick from out the field and held in there by goalkeeper Mel Doherty, gets it out to Damien Keeney, and Keeney starting his run about 40 metres out from his own goal, jabs it downfield, and John Hamilton has come up close to the halfway line to get the ball up to Brian Gilson, and Gilson out on the sideline, a high hanging shot that Darren Maloney takes, and Darren now with Kevin Riley supporting, and Kevin then to clear the ball downfield to Frankie Lovatt. Austin Riley running free on the wing, not free for long as he's beaten to it there by Niall Brady. Gets it up now. Jesse Dobson in towards Cyril Sheridan. It's knocked down by Stephen Sheridan to Kevin Riley to Darren Maloney, and Maloney then to send the ball further downfield to Sean Gray. Gray to try to slip away from John Smith. Gray in possession, still going. A kick that will swing across right in there. Will back to Seamus Lynch, a great reader of the game. A shot from Seamus, that one going wide, and it remains level at 5 points to 1-2, and I make it that there's about a minute or so to the half-time whistle. Out comes the kick out from Dara Fox, out towards the middle. Jerry Hamilton couldn't hold it, Pádraig Ruddy did, and Pádraig Ruddy to send it through in there now. That's John T. Gilson, and the big man trying to power his way through as he plays the ball neatly inside, and Frank Kelly shot is blocked by Dara Fox, and John Hamilton to release it for Tommy Brady, and Tommy now working his way out and booting the ball upfield where Jimmy Galligan will meet him. Halfway line, jabs it down to Damien Keeney. Keeney from about 40 metres sends it high and sends it over, and Killygarry lead by 6 points to Arva's 1 goal and 2. There goes the half-time whistle from referee Noel McEnroe, and so in this intermediate championship semi-final, the second of the 95 semi-finals, it's Killygarry 6 points, Arva 1 goal and 2. The players making their way in through the tunnel into the dressing rooms. And while they are having their half-time break, well, our custom is to beam around through the crowd. When we're in the press box, it's not quite so easy to pick up the people as against the times we pick up our position down there on the presentation area. However, we'll do our best, and if we can't get a frontal view, then we'll have a rear one. Some faces being picked up in the crowd despite where we are situated. I was getting a little hello there from Miles Riley and some of the Mulhorden crowd. Miles taking a seat there. They were there a little earlier on this evening cheering on their under-16s. The second half gets underway, and Damien Keeney. But that's John Hamilton who gets the ball downfield, and now Stephen Sheridan getting it well upfield. Jimmy Galligan looking round to see who's available as he gets it up now to Frankie Lovett, and Frankie Lovett to try to move into position. He got some support there now from Porrick Ruddy, who dropped it up towards Frank Kelly, but it was knocked down, and Sean Donnelly trying to emerge with it. Sean Donnelly with the free out, gets it out now to Kenneth Smith, who plays it further out, and Alfred Mine, John Smith it is, who will boot the ball way downfield, and Kevin Riley comes across, gets it up now, and Austin Riley just down there beneath us. Austin Riley now to boot it further upfield. Frankie Lovett chasing after it on the 20-metre line. Kenneth Smith after him. The shot from Lovett has gone over the bar. Killygarry, 7 points. Arva, 1 goal and 2. That one coming just with about a minute or so played in the second half. Oliver Miney to send the ball downfield now towards Jesse Dobson. Halfway line as Jesse Dobson sends it further downfield. Stephen Sheridan comes across, and Kevin Riley was there trying to help him, but took a knock on the ear as he did, but that ball has gone out over the sideline, and it's a line ball to Arva and Niall Brady to take it. Niall Brady to jab it in now to Jerry Hamilton, but the referee calling up the play because I think Kevin may need a little bit of attention. Everything is okay, and the kick will now be taken. Lobbed right down in there. And another stoppage in play. Jimmy Galligan's free comes outfield to Stephen Sheridan, and Stephen Sheridan then to send it where it's gone out over the sideline. So far it's been a game without the pattern, as the ball has come across in towards the middle, and John Smith picks it up. John Smith now for Arva, trying to drive his way forward. Sean Gray back there with him, but too many steps from the Arva man, and there is a free out. So here comes Mel Doherty's jab kick out now to Sean Gray. Sean Gray sending it further upfield. Jerry Hamilton fouled there as he tried to pick up that one, and Jerry sending the free downfield. That's John Smith will lay it inside now for Brian Gilsonan. Gilsonan to kick with the right foot to send it to the left of the upright and to send it wide. 7 points to 1 goal and 2 with 3.5 minutes played in the second half. So Mel Doherty will take the kick out for the Killygarry lads. That wee girl not terribly interested in what's going on out there on the field of play. Right now we'll try and keep our interest going as Seamus Lynch gets the ball to Porrick Ruddy. There's a Killygarry player down injured, but we'll follow the play now as Frankie Lovett took the pass from Jimmy Galligan. Darren Maloney is back on his feet. Seems to be okay. Killygarry will get a free. Damien Keeney will be the one to take it. Damien to try and stretch the Killygarry lead with this kick. It's come off the upright, and then it was Frank Kelly who snapped it up, sent it over. It's 8 points to Killygarry. It's 1 goal and 2 to Arva, and there's just over 5 minutes played in the second half. And that picture change has been brought about by a bright glint of sunshine that's peered through the clouds as Jimmy Galligan knocks the ball down, and John Hamilton of Arva picks it up, sends it out for Kevin Riley. Austin Riley now about to pick it up for Killygarry. Kevin supporting him as the ball is played up towards Frankie Lovett. Tommy Brady sticking to his task. Oliver Miney gets it out onto the wing, and now as the ball is played way down there in towards the corner, Darren Maloney was going back with Desi Dobson, and that's brought out over the end line by Dan O'Connor for a 45 to Arva. Kyle O'Donnell is the one who's going to take the 45. Steps it down to Desi Dobson. Gets the return and trying to work his way in past Stephen Sheridan, lobbing the ball across, sends it out over the end line, and he has sent it wide. Arva are warming up Philip Brady. Philip, the team captain, who was unable to start the game. As the kick-out is added to, Damien Keeney will chase after it. Keeney being fouled there by Sean Donnelly, and there's a free to Killygarry now. Will the referee move the ball upfield, because Sean Donnelly scooped it away just after the whistle had been blown, and the free now moved in another few metres, and Damien Keeney to take it. Into Frankie Lovett. Lovett trying to make space, takes it back to Seamus Lynch, back to Damien Keeney, and again Killygarry linking up, and Seamus Lynch's shot coming back now to Sean Gray. It came back off the upright, and Sean Gray sends it over. It's 9 points to Killygarry. It's 1 goal and 2 to Arva. Sarah Fox with the kick out. Nice fielding by Seamus Lynch, who tries to drill the ball to Tommy Brady out to it for Arva. 3 out, and Tommy now rolling it down, and a small altercation there between the player from either side. Stephen Sheridan winning possession, and Stephen Sheridan then to send it upfield to Damien Keeney. Kenneth Smith tussling with him, and referee calling up the play. Jerry Hamilton with the free, and the linesman with his flag raised down beneath us here. And in goes Philip Brady into the game. Now we'll check and see what Arva player may be gone off, but that's Kevin Riley who gets the ball outfield, and Damien Keeney to pick up possession. Damien Keeney then to jab it further on up there now. Frank Kelly. Kelly tackled and fouled by Niall Brady. Jesse Dobson has gone off. So Philip Brady has come into the Arva team. Nice fielding there by Kenneth Smith. Downfield towards Sean Kiernan, but that's Jimmy Galligan who gets it. He fouls, and Jimmy with the free into the middle to Damien Keeney. Fouled by Jerry Hamilton, and free to Killygarry from somewhere around the 45-metre line, just inside it. Jimmy Galligan is chasing it, and well, a little consultation there between a number of Killygarry players. Damien Keeney is going to take it. 4 points between the sides, 9 to 1 goal and 2. It remains that way as the kick swings out to the left and wide. Tommy Brady picking it up for Arva, and now it's Sean Kiernan who leaves it behind. Frankie Lovett, and for that clothesline tackle by Jerry Hamilton, his name will go into the boot. Frankie Lovett is up and running. Seamus Lynch to take the Killygarry free. John Hamilton out to Niall Brady, into Kenneth Smith, and Kenneth Smith who built it well down the field. Porrick Ruddy comes across for Killygarry, gets it out now for Sean Gray. Sean Gray working his way up, John Smith confronting him, but Sean Gray still going with it, and still going. Will need support, and well, putting his teammates in a little bit of trouble with that pass, and now it's Kenneth Smith to get it out to Sean Danley. Danley into Niall O'Donnell, out to Kenneth Smith. Arva moving forward. Kenneth Smith fouls, 3 to the men in blue. Niall O'Donnell to take the kick, just over 13 minutes played in the second half, and that one going out to the right and going wide. Quite an amount of misses by both teams in this semi-final. Mel Doherty to take the kick out for Killygarry. Another good kick out from Mel, and good fielding by Jerry Hamilton of Arva. Supported there by Kenneth Smith. Kenneth Smith down to Sean Kiernan. Sean playing on the 40 as he drops the ball inside for Cyril Sheridan. Dan O'Connor touches it out to Seamus Lynch. Seamus Lynch playing it back, and Darren Maloney now with the clearance upfield was Jimmy Galligan. Jimmy controlling it and tackled. He's brought down there, fouled by Jerry Hamilton, and a free to Killygarry, which Jimmy Galligan takes, and Jimmy sends it inside to Frankie Lovett. Frankie being marked by Tommy Brady. Frankie still going in possession with Austin Riley on his right, using Austin with the right foot kick that curls in, and it will drop in there. The whistle blown for an infringement, as there were 2 Killygarry players in the square before the ball landed. The free out is quickly taken. Kenneth Smith is after it. Damien Keeney is after him and fouls him, and there's a free to Arva. Close on the 45-metre line. It's sent down towards the other 45. Conor Keneally couldn't hold it, but now Conor Keneally gets the ball inside, and Arva now with Sean Donnelly taking a shot and a point. But for a few seconds there was a possible goal chance on for Arva. That makes it now 9 for 1 goal and 3. There's a goal between them and there's a Killygarry player down injured. It could be Stephen Sheridan. We'll just look around and see. There's a nice close-up there on your screen. I think it may well be Stephen Sheridan of Killygarry who's gone down. In the lilac shirt there is the man who refereed the under-16 final prior to this one. Yes, it is Stephen Sheridan, the injured player. We were picking up a shot there of Packy Smith, the man of all trades when it comes to football. Stephen Sheridan seems to be being brought, and the way his arm is folded up there in the jersey, that well, looks like that's it for Stephen for the rest of this game. They're calling to the bench for a substitute. Or rather, maybe he may be fit to work it out, give him some signals. I'm not quite sure if the signal was that he might work off the shoulder injury or that he might need a replacement. But Stephen won't want to leave this game. And the game will recommence. Damien Feeney tapping down the ball but not holding on to it. John Donnelly tapping it in there now to John Smith, and John for Arva to try to get it through towards Sean Kiernan. Sean Kiernan, it's knocked away from him, and Tony Gilson is there, and Tony, well, the referee has awarded the free to Arva as Tony tried to clear it. Sean Donnelly is going to take the free. And Sean will drop that one right in there towards Connell Keneally, but it's in the net from Philip Brady. There's 2 Killygarry players on the ground. One of them was Dan O'Connor, the fullback. The other was goalkeeper Mel Doherty. And the sides are level at 9 points to 2 goals and 3. Killygarry are about, I think, now to make a substitution because Stephen Sheridan now, I didn't have a number 16 for Killygarry on my list, so we'll follow the play. I know that Stephen Sheridan has gone off, and that John Smith is in possession, and that the referee has awarded him a free. The free is in fact going towards Killygarry. 16 is Fergal Bride. And Killygarry lead. We approach the 19th minute of the second half. That's Cannell Keneally. Tries to tap the ball in. Porrick Ruddy gets it outfield. Kenneth Smith picks it up for Arva. Kenneth Smith to lob it inside to Cyril Sheridan. Kevin Riley is back there to pick it up for Killygarry. Kevin to boot it upfield. And Niall Brady tapped it down. Damien Keeney of Killygarry picked it up. And there's an Arva player gone down. That was Oliver Miney. The play goes on. Sean Gray breaks the ball down. And Niall O'Donnell of Arva picks it up. And John Hamilton now from inside the 45-metre line to Niall O'Donnell just outside it. And Niall O'Donnell then to boot the ball well down in there towards Philip Brady. Darren Maloney is there. And Maloney now to get it out for Oliver Miney will collect for Arva. And Oliver Miney in now to Cannell Keneally. Grabs it in the tips of his fingers and left puts it high and over the bar. And the sides are level. 10 points to Killygarry. 2 goals and 4 to Arva. There's 10 minutes left in the game. We await the kick out as it comes now from Mel Doherty. A long ball right upfield. John Hamilton goes across. John Hamilton is fouled. And John Hamilton with the free downfield, bouncing in there where Porrick Ruddy reads it best. Porrick to Darren Maloney, and Maloney then to jab the ball up to Damien Keeney. Keeney confronted by Kenneth Smith as the ball is stayed inside, and Niall Brady is back there. Niall Brady to hook it across to Tommy Brady. Tommy Brady who jabs it right through the middle now to Cannell Keneally. Keneally moving forward with it. Still Keneally in possession. From the 45-metre line, a kick that's high and a kick that's wide, and it remains stalemate at 10 points to 2 goals and 4. And there are many means of getting around the ground. That's one means of getting into it. Patrick Mulligan is warming up for Arva. We'll follow the play. Jimmy Galligan, nice fielding by Jimmy. That's Austin Riley. Austin moving forward. Back out of Frankie Lovett, and Lovett from about 40 metres sends it out over the end line and wide, and they remain level with about 8 minutes to go. Jesse Cahill is warming up for Killygarry. Patrick Mulligan is warming up for Arva. Kenneth Smith is warming up to take a free for Arva. He was fouled, and he sends it downfield towards Brian Gilson, and it's well fielded there by Tony Gilson, and it's intercepted by Sean Danley, who sends it high and sends it wide. And Jesse Cahill is in the game. John T. Gilson is going off. So we turn our attention to the kick-out that comes out towards the middle of the field, and it's Niall O'Donnell of Arva who will jab it into Cannell Keneally. Cannell Keneally, who's moved out into the half-forward line now with the shot that's going high. They lock up, they reach for the flag, and Arva lead by 2 goals and 5 to Killygarry's 10 points. And Patrick Mulligan has gone into the game. Brian Gilson is going off. 2 Arva players for it, and there's Jerry Hamilton who grabbed it. And Jerry Hamilton to lob the ball downfield. Sean Kiernan in possession. Sean is held, and there's a free to Arva. Niall O'Donnell to take the kick. Arva lead by 2-5 to Killygary's 10 points. With about 6 minutes left in the game. Niall O'Donnell's kick floating in. It's knocked into space and Tony Gilson is there. And Tony getting it outfield. Niall O'Donnell favourite to pick that one up. No, he won't. It goes out over the sideline. He'll pick it up now and take the sideline kick. And send it in to Patrick Mulligan. Corrick Ruddy. Niall O'Donnell. Across now to Sean Kiernan, who sends it high and sends it over, and Arva stretch their lead. 2 goals and 7 points. 2 goals and 6 points to 10 points. 5 points to 10. 2-6 to 10. That's the score, and has that marathon of games for Killygary begun to take its toll. That's Sean Gray to answer the question as he gets the ball inside and a foul. No, there's not. John Smith gets it out to Connell Keneally. Much more in the game since he moved away out the field. He was a fine midfielder a few seasons ago. That's Darren Maloney getting the ball out now to Kevin Riley, and Kevin Riley boots it up towards Frankie Lovett. It will break instead to Desi Cahill inside the Seamus Lynch. Lynch with the shot that's sailing in and sailing wide, and well, it remains 2-6. That's 12 points for Arva. Killygary 10. 4.5 minutes, I make it, left in the game. Gareth Fox with the kick out. Jimmy Galligan in possession. Killygary with some work to do now to swing this one around with time ticking away. In goes the kick and up goes the flag. There's just the one between them. 2-6, 2-11. Less than 4 minutes, I would say, left in the game. There has been some stoppages. Out comes the kick out. Seamus Lynch ducking it down, and Jimmy Galligan, a man inspired, and he settles for the line ball. Up to Seamus Lynch. Killygary in search of an equaliser. Is that going to be it? No, it's gone wide. Killygary, who at the third attempt won their quarter-final, can they come back and draw, if not go ahead in this semi-final? That remains to be seen in the remaining 3 minutes as Arva lead by 2-6 to 11. Or can Arva go on to meet Templeport? Austin Riley says the Killygary are going to try. A free to Killygary. Seamus Lynch sends it up to Frankie Lafford. Frankie trying to find a way around Tommy Brady. Damien Keeney supporting. Ball knocked away, but Damien in possession into Frankie Lovett. Lovett with the kick that's blocked down. And the ball skimming out there over the sideline of an Arva player. Jimmy Galligan sends the line ball right in there. Tommy Brady will get it for Arva. Tommy back to John Hamilton. Hamilton with the clearance down to the middle of the field. And that's Sean Dandy to Niall O'Donnell. Connell Keneally on his right. O'Donnell going through the middle. Corrick Ruddy is after him. O'Donnell, the ball knocked away. It's Sean Dandy with a shot. Sean Dandy with a point. It's 2 goals and 7. That's 13 to Killygary's 11. And there's just over a minute left in the game. But that depends on the referee. Killygary have been a couple of points behind in the dying seconds of other games. They managed to come back. This is a tall order as they get a free. Jimmy Galligan will take it. He won't. Damien Keeney will. The watch is ticking relentlessly towards the conclusion of this game. Will the celebrations be in the Bresty Arms or in the Meadowview? There's just a point between the sides. It's 2-7, that's 13 to Killygarry 12. Or will they be celebrating both places? We'll wait and see. My watch says that we're in the final minute. There is just 1 point between the sides. Is it going to be Eamon Gray's Arva, or will it be P.J. Galligan's Killygarry who'll march on to meet Templeport in the final? That's Sean Kiernan. Sean Kiernan to boot the ball across for Connell Keneally. Kevin Riley grabs it. Kevin Riley up to Austin. Gary Maloney supporting. The ball jabbed up to Frankie Lovett. Frankie Lovett trying to get away from Tommy Brady. Still Frankie Lovett in possession. In there is a number of Arab players. Frankie Lovett's shot is going in. It has, the referee, has he called up the play? The ball has been thrown outfield there because Frankie Lovett had taken too much out of it. My timing says that we are moving into added time. There may be a minute or two. I did stop the watch on a few occasions, but it's the watch of Noel McEnroe that matters most as the ball goes downfield to Jerry Hamilton of Arva, tapping it inside. And here comes Philip Brady with a shot. It's gone wide. Just that 1 point between them. I think Noel McEnroe may well be going in there now to have a word with somebody. He's going to throw the ball up between players from either side, and Tony Gilson and battling for it with Sean Kiernan. Sean Kiernan in possession, lays it back to Cyril Sheridan. Cyril Sheridan now to Patrick Mulligan, who'll hook it across, intended for Sean Danley, and Sean Danley gets it. Sean powering his way through, but there was a foul on a Killygarry player, and there's a free out. Dan O'Connor is anxious to get on with it. Porrick Ruddy is down injured. The watch will be stopped again for the treatment to go in to the Killygarry player. This is a nail-biting finish. The game resumes as Niall O'Donnell boots the ball downfield, and Dan O'Connor with a big long delivery way upfield, well held by Kenneth Smith of Arva. And down it goes. Dan O'Connor chases back. Free out to Killygarry. That's Kevin Riley, and now Killygarry with Austin Riley trying to move the ball upfield. Time ticking away, and Kenneth Smith goes back there. Playing it out. Jimmy Galligan. It will break for through the legs of Tony Gilson and into Patrick Mulligan's hands, who lobs it inside. Philip Brady lays it back to Sean Kiernan. Sean Kiernan's kick dropping in, and Mel Doherty takes it. Tackled in there, but gets the ball outfield to Kevin Riley. The referee blows the whistle, and it's Arva by a single solitary point to have qualified for the 1995 Cavan Intermediate Football Championship Final against Templeport. That game to be played here on Sunday, the 24th day of September. That's about 2 weeks from tomorrow. Now the players getting the congratulations and the commiserations. I see Michael English down there, another player who's been of great service to Arva for many years. Peter Crossan, who's renowned for his good coaching. So the teams making their way in towards the dugout. I see a smiling Atty Hamilton. Bernie Cully is there as well. Vincent Riley is there. And well, Atty, whose two sons, John and Jerry, were playing out there for Arva this evening. That's about it. The crowd are making their way towards the exit. We'll wrap it up here in Breffni Park, and we'll say Slán agus Banach Bolair.